Alright, in this video I'm going to quickly review features in Pathfinder so you have a better idea of how this actual tool functions and how you can use it to edit and modify Illustrator documents. Now, here I have two paths, and if you go over here, actually I have a group, we can change that. In layer 2 I have a circle and a square, and both of them are unique individual paths. And before we get any further, make sure that your Pathfinder palette is out, and if it's not, you can go to Window, and then down near the bottom you'll see Pathfinder. Now, in order to use this, you're going to want to select both objects, and it's very important that you pay attention to which object is on top, because that usually, unless you're just doing the merge feature, will change what the object looks like in the end. So on the Pathfinder, with both objects selected, you have Unite, Minus Front, Intersect, and Exclude. If you select both objects and hit Unite, notice that it takes on the properties of the object that was on top, which is blue, and now you have your own little new dynamic shape. It took both objects, both paths, and combined them into a new one. Now Control-Zing back. If you hit the next one, which is Minus Front, it will simply use the content of the circle to subtract that content that overlaps from the square. And you can see it took off the little edges from the square. Let's do it one more time, and I'll move the circle so you actually get a really better understanding of what that looks like. So now we have both objects selected, Minus Front, and boom, we have this other unique object. And then Intersect, it only will create an object or a path of the overlapping content. Everything else will be removed. And then you have Exclude, which subtracts the content of the areas where the two shapes overlap. Now, rule of thumb when you're using this, make sure, because when you have a complex shape like this one, and I'll move this over, bring this in, and so I want to create something that will overlap this big hole that I have here. But if you notice that the group is made up of lots of different shapes and paths. In order to solve this problem, I'm going to first draw a shape, and I'm going to use the blob tool, and I'm just going to paint in, and let's make this a little bit larger so I don't have to do this a lot. There we go. Yes, better. Now, it doesn't really matter what's, don't want to do that. It really doesn't matter what color you use, because it's going to merge the two together anyway. So I'm going to color this in, and this is not actually filling in the content of that background shape. I'm just creating a patch that I'm going to use in a second. So there's my patch, and let's fill that part in. Boom. Now, the fastest way to do this is to use your direct select tool and select both the patch part, hold down Shift, and directly select the part you want to merge it with. Notice that I did not have to mess with the layers at all. Everything was inside the artboard, so it makes it much easier for me to handle. And then I'm just going to go over here to Pathfinder and merge. And then all I have to do is change the color if it's not a color that's appealing to me. And that's it. So using this to merge and create objects, patch in things, and anything that you've possibly drawn will save you a lot of time, especially if you get accustomed to using your direct select tool.